In this quick tutorial, we're going to implement a quick implementation for how to get this started, so you can at least get an idea how it actually works. So for the beginners, we're going to go to the repo and then click on code and download the zip. Show in folder, and then we extract it. Inside there is called the content package and the classes. Go to your mod, then go to browse mod, and then make two folders. One of them is called classes and contents. Content, I mean. Inside, you put point and interact framework inside classes, and you put the content package in content. So here you should put the framework, and the content should be put here. I'll go back to here, to your mod page in the mod manager, and then refresh, then compile scripts. Wait for it to compile. Successful, nice. Now open the mod in the editor, which also requires time to wait. And we're gonna make a quick scene in blank daytime. And here we're going to drop two things. First of all, go to Kismet, and then find and drop OpenHUD. Also, let's get level loaded. There we go, level loaded. And we're going to use the world interaction using the player. All players. And we're gonna give it like a 3-second delay, so at least you can see how it actually works. And so if we click play, it's working. The mouse is now there. It's a very simple mouse. There's literally nothing on it. You can, and for any sort of implementation, it will be documented on the page. For now, let's go back here. And let's add, let's go here and let's add a 3D button. So if you look up in the actor classes, there's a 3D button. Let's add one to the scene. It's gonna be a bucket. And let's just put it here. And let's also add a camera. So because we need to make this much more clearer than this. So we go here and we set camera target, drag it here, and then the camera target is this one, all players, and then we're going to set the data to interest enabled, remote event, disabled, enabled, like this is working. And this is not working. All this is for the HUD, but point is, now if you actually go to play, and we 3 seconds, we can actually hover on it, and when we click, it says this is working. So now this is the basic implementation of interacting with the button. Now what about with Gizmo? So normally you can highlight this and click here, and if you add on interaction, it should do everything else. Like let's just add play sound. And let's use actually a very reasonable one, like ticket maybe. Ticket sound.
Ticket Kevin!
No, this one. About this one. And let's go here and then press play. And if you click on it. Now, what happened if the button was disabled? Oh, and if the button is disabled, it won't work. So if it's disabled and you interact with it, this is not working. And you actually clearly see that the highlighter, that is something interactable, is not shown. This is the basic implementation. Well, what about customizing the button? Customizing the button is much more simpler, but for that we use something called modify interact HUD. In modify interact HUD, you directly modify the HUD, and here you implement the texture. We're going to implement also coloring, like, you know, so if you desaturate the mouse, it will modify the HUD to give these 2 colors by default. And if you play now, wait, hold on. Oopsie. Okay, there we go. Now if you click, it will implement the colors correctly and do everything else you expect. There's also one more thing I added, and that is point manager, like a manager that you can drop on the scene. The entire purpose of the manager is simply put to do one thing, and that is if you to be a global. So if you want like a global by default, you change everything inside here. You can decide the mouse click but color, the mouse color, everything you expect, you can change it here. And that's about it. That's the point and interact framework. There's also draggers. Hold on. Actually, I should get the draggers. Drag. There's 3 types. There's the drag one, normal drag. There's directional. Like, hold on, let me just put these on the scene. Let's get a volume for this one. Like this. Snap view. Okay, that's just as bad. Let's just make it something like this. Okay, that's good enough. Add actor for the camera. And we just put this one instead. Good. Very good. Now we just make, I don't know, trigger volume. Just quick one. Oh, no. It should be a physical volume. Whoopsie. I mean, honestly, I have to keep up with everything. It's not exactly easy. Physics volume. There we go. And we add this to the properties. There we go. And then we're gonna add, and this is direction, let's make it 200. And then we can keep this on. Let's just add debugging for all of them. So if we can add enable drag debug, this is a very good check, by the way. It's very helpful if you want to make sure if it's working as intended, or you want something more clearer. So now if you press play, we can drag this between these points. These coordinates are your screen, by the way, not the world. The world is 3-dimensional, not 2-dimensional. So this is the limit we can go for. This one can be dragged anywhere. And this one is only limited to the volume. So no matter how much I drag, it's gonna be stuck in that box. That's dragging. The last thing we want to talk about is changing this to first person interact. First person interact is a little bit unique, as in it's more focused on the player where they're looking. And they add this marker instead. And if you actually point on stuff, never mind then. When we, I mean, to be honest, this most of these are still in work in progress. So if you have any issues, let me know. Normally, I think this is mostly implemented with something we need to set camera with a camera mode, and that is once you have a first person camera, you need to add cam with first person. So what happened is we need to wait. Hold on. There we go. This is not working, and it has point of interest. This only works for this cam mode, and I think I should have implemented 2 by 1. But for now, we can do this, and yes, it works exactly as expected. And that's really the framework. That's a very quick tutorial. It tries to explain everything as quick as possible. What about changing the button? Well, that's pretty simple. You just go here, you type mesh, and then you change the mesh to literally anything. Like I can make this a bell maybe. There's a bell, right? Like I can go here and then change it to a bell. Now it's a massive bell, like a massive ring bell that you can surprisingly interact with. Like let's put this here. And apparently I can drag. But yeah, that's really the interaction system. Thank you for watching. I know I said it's a quick implementation, but it's alright. At least let's try to explain everything as quick as possible. And good luck!